Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Deborah Baker and I am so grateful that you have joined me. It is now 2023 as I record this. It has been actually for a couple of weeks. And we have begun a series on getting to know ourselves. I think that so many of us are so outer directed that we neglect ourselves. We neglect, the person sitting in the chair, the person watching this video. So I will get out of the way in just a second and just allow you to watch my candle flicker, and you can relax and close your eyes and enjoy the meditation. We are going to focus today on the five senses and what it is in each sense that brings you joy. So let's begin with our 3 nice, really deep breaths. Breathing in really deeply and breathing out nice and slowly. Letting go of the day, the week, the year so far. And now let this next breath be the deepest breath you've taken all day. And let your exhale be very nice and slow. Hold it for a second and just let it go. So let's think about, as we relax our bodies, let's relax our feet and our ankles, our lower legs. Just let go, let all the stress and tension drain out. Knees, upper legs. Feel your legs get heavy, and then feel that relaxation move into your tailbone, your sacrum, moving up your spine one vertebrae at a time, moving through your pelvis, your midsection, your ribs, moving through each finger and thumb, through your hands, your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows, your upper arms, your rib cage, moving all the way up to your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, your lips, your teeth, your tongue. Relax your face. Maybe take a deep breath and I could even make my lips do it. Loosen your lips and just let your lips relax a little. And now let's just notice our whole body's being relaxed. And think about our 5 senses. So let's begin with the top of the head. So let's go to the eyes and your sense of sight. What is it that you like to see? What is your favorite color? Maybe you like to see sunsets or pictures of your family or beautiful places that you've visited. So we're just going to have a few seconds of silence to visualize, to picture things that bring you joy. And I invite you to think about your environment. And if you have things that you like to look at around you. My house is filled with pictures of the family, which I of course love to look at. It also has photographs of places that I visited and colors that I love, and I'm not at all setting myself up as an example, but I am becoming more aware of what I like to look at, and I suggest that you spend the next week thinking about that, and then let's think about aromas that you like. So we have a candle on the screen, and it's supposedly a lemon-scented candle, but I've had it for a while, so I don't really smell the lemon. But think about the scents, the aromas that you like to smell. Maybe you have a favorite candle that you like to burn. People talk about the smell of puppy breath. Or, I remember my beagle. He used to just bury my face in his fur and get a good whiff of him. And I can't even tell you what that smelled like. It wasn't unpleasant, of course. Or what your loved ones smell like. I sometimes, if my husband's out of town or not in bed with me at the moment, roll over and just put my head on his pillow and just kind of take in his essence. So we will spend another few moments in silence thinking about what aromas we like. And if you're not sure, I invite you to go to a store that sells candles and just kind of go through. I was thinking about this last night. During the fall, I like, candles that have that kind of pumpkin pie spice smell, or kind of caramel smell. And at Christmas, of course, I like the smell of pine in general. So I invite you to just think about what you like to smell and have that around you. Actually all three of my daughters, when I go to visit them, their houses always smell wonderful. They're very conscious of creating an environment, and our sense of smell is most keenly attached to memory. So there's certain things that I smell that remind me immediately of my grandparents or my mom or my dad. And I still have some of my dad's old sweaters, and there's just still a hint of his essence in them. It's very comforting. And so now let's think about taste. What tastes do you like that bring you joy? It could be a beverage, taste of coffee or tea, or wine. It could be a food. One of my favorite things to taste is chocolate, which should come as no surprise. I'm sure have mentioned it before. And so I invite you not only to think about what tastes you like, what you like to taste, but also the last time that you ate something that you really savored it. Where you just took a bite and you just let it melt in your mouth. Just really took it in. I think we are such a busy society that we sometimes forget to taste our food or our drink. So and I apologize if your mouth is watering, let's just take a few moments to think about what we like to taste and maybe the last time we ate it or drank it. think about sound. And I recognize that my meditations are mostly silent. The background noise is not music, which I would like to have, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. But I invite you to think about what kind of music you like. That's typically what we think about when we think about sound. And I don't know if you could hear my wind chimes in the background. It's fairly windy here today, and so they're chiming a lot. Think about what music you like to listen to. And you don't have to listen to the music that the person you're with likes to. Think about the music you like to listen to when you're by yourself. And when was the last time you listened to it? And there are other sounds that bring us joy, like the sound of the garage door opening, announcing that someone's home, or the sound of the refrigerator door opening. And I hope I was successful. A second after I mentioned her name, she barked, about made me jump out of my chair. And maybe it's the sound of wind chimes, maybe it's the sound of the wind rustling through the mountains, or the surf when you're at the beach, laughing children. I love the sound of a marching band practicing. Think about all the sounds that you love and allow them to bring you joy. And the last one is touch. And I think there are two types of touch. There's the actual physical touch that when our bodies touch something and we feel it. And there's also the touch, the emotional touch. And we'll talk about that next time. But for now, let's think about what textures you like. I think most people like things that are soft. I have a brother who one time took back every article of clothing he got for Christmas because it wasn't soft enough. And so, think about the softness. If you like soft things against your skin, is it soft like velvet? Is it soft like that really well-worn t-shirt or worn flannel? Think about, the feeling of touching a lamb's ear. And I mean lamb's ear like the plant, but also a baby lamb's ear, I'm sure, is very soft. I love touching Daisy's ears. They're very soft. I like to go outside and touch the trees right now because they're just now starting to get buds. It's January, so just starting to get their buds for the year. And I like to feel the firmness of the twigs, knowing that they're healthy and they're going to produce flowers and leaves. At least I hope so. So let's spend a few moments of silence and think about what touches, what sensations we'd like to experience. Maybe it's, warm water, being in water, or being in, a hot tub. I invite you to share with me and with all of us what came up for you. Maybe you will give us some ideas of other things that we like that we haven't been around for a while or haven't experienced for a while. I love the smell of the dirt, the wet dirt when I'm gardening. So think about what you love, what brings you joy and peace and contentment, and fill your life with those things. Reach deep inside you to your infinite self and welcome the expression of that self through all 5 of your senses. As you remember that you are one with the infinite, that you are God expressing here on earth right now, I suggest you invite your infinite self to express in, through, and as your life right now, and for this expression to show itself outside of you so that you see things that bring you joy, that you smell things that you enjoy smelling, and you taste what you love, and you hear what you love, and you get to touch the soft skin of your grandchildren's faces or the soft fur of your pets, and to remember that the infinite presence is everywhere present, moving in, through, and as you most especially. And as that infinite presence, you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. Thank you so much for joining me. The infinite presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the infinite presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste.